An arrest has been made. We have the latest from officials after a car crashes into a Muncie apartment complex.
Plus, one fraternity raising money for their philanthropy, how you can help them raise money for the ALS research.
And could exercise be a medicine for some diseases? Hear from one Ball State professor on his findings.
David Letterman making his way back to campus for the premiere of a student documentary, how you can get involved.
And tracking much lower temperatures along the winter cool down to finish off this week. All coming up with my forward forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
With us, I'm Lily Kroon.
And I'm Mira Bloomer.
Raising money for philanthropy is a focus for many fraternities and sororities on Ball State's campus.
NewsLink Indiana's Grace Binkowski spoke with one fraternity brother who's taking the lead of his chapter's fundraising on a national scale.
Yeah, hi Lily and Mira. When Phi Delta Theta began to raise money for their philanthropy, Spencer Campbell told me the first thing he did was print flyers like these, and he went door to door asking for support. And so far, his efforts have made him the top individual fundraiser across the nation's Phi Delta Theta chapters. Campbell joined Ball State's chapter a little over a year ago. After fundraising $1,000 for ALS research last year, Campbell was determined to shoot even higher. His goal this year, $15,000.
Original goal was $10,000, and then it's gone so well that my new goal is $15,000. I thought $10,000 was just a real big type of goal that a lot of chapters shoot for all together, and I thought, why not try to shoot it for myself?
Now, according to Campbell, other brothers are also out raising their original goals of $1,000 and reaching numbers like $5,000 each. Ball State's chapter is looking to take the #1 spot for money raised and support given.
Right now we're in second place, and this would help us get a lot of national recognition, which can help us down the road for further philanthropy events. It's going to a good cause too.
And it's not too late to donate. If you're interested in supporting Campbell or ALS research, visit support.ironphi.org.
Thank you, Grace. Now on to new developments. An arrest has been made in connection to a car smashing into the side of an apartment building Sunday morning.
According to a Muncie police report, the driver, identified as 18-year-old Cammie Lee Stevens, was charged with 2 counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. According to the report, crews were called out to the Linden House Apartments on Riverside Avenue just after 1 a.m. on reports of a vehicle in a building. When crews arrived, they transported Stevens to IU Ball Memorial Health for injuries. The report showing that Stevens admitted to drinking prior to driving. Thankfully, no one in the home was injured. However, nearby onlookers described the crash as startling.
Me and my buddy were hanging out in the front yard, across the street, right here in the corner. I see the car coming, and I see her just kind of going kind of fast. I'm like, dang, she's going kind of fast. Then I saw her jump the curb, hit the wall. Everybody freaked out.
I've never seen anything like this before, especially, for a first-year student here at Ball State.
Our reporting partners at the Daily News reached out to IU Health for an update on if Stevens is still in the hospital. IU Health says she is no longer a patient there.
Happening today, a Ball State professor of clinical exercise physiology gave a research presentation on how exercise is medicine. Professor Matthew Harbert highlights in his presentation some major findings of sex differences in the relationship between exercise and health, as well as the emerging role of vascular health. This research conducted as part of the Human Performance Laboratory. In his research, Harbert found that as fitness went up within participants, benefits of a 3% reduction in body weight and blood pressure went down by 5% within a 4 to 6 month span.
Exercise is beneficial. I challenge my students every year, go find me scenarios in which exercise is not beneficial. I know there are a couple that I have tucked away in my head, but I'm yet to have a student come up with one that can demonstrate that exercise, again, common sense exercise. We're not talking about running 30 marathons in 30 days and having problems.
Dr. Harbert also says in his research that, quote, evidence points to fitness being one of the best predictors of the future. There is a familiar face returning to Ball State's campus. David Letterman will return to campus May 1st for the premiere of the documentary Clear Reception. This documentary showcases Letterman's interest in Ball State's glass art program. The 1969 alum will open up the premiere with remarks and then participate in an interview with the producer and the director of the documentary, both of which are students. The premiere takes place May 1st at 7 p.m. in Emmons Auditorium. It's free and open to the public.
Well, we saw a glimpse into what spring might have to offer this season. You're taking a live look at our weather cam at the Cooper Science Building here on campus, where frigid temperatures snuck up on us.
Oh, and they for sure did sneak up on me. I was so prepared for the spring since last week.
Yeah, well, I actually already brought my winter coat home.
Oh, no.
So I was pretty chilly today.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But yeah, let's talk to Eric and see what the rest of the week has to offer.
Oh yeah, after today it's going to get much better from here, as these cold temperatures will soon come to an end. Although, yeah, they mentioned earlier, yeah, temperatures were as much as 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Well, temperatures are around 60 degrees for your average. And coming up, we're talking about warmer temperatures are turned for midweek this week, along with 80s possible by the time we get to the end of the week, and the potential for also a major cool down by then as well. All that coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you, Eric. This weekend, President Biden declared a major disaster in the state of Indiana. He ordered federal aid to supplement state and local recovery efforts in areas where severe storms and tornadoes ripped through communities earlier this month. The president's action makes federal funding available to affected individuals and business owners in some of the affected countries. Residents and business owners who sustain losses in those areas can begin applying for assistance at disasterassistance.gov.
In just minutes, restrictions could soon be placed on an abortion drug. Which one and how the U.S. Supreme Court plans to handle the dispute.
Plus, the Writers Guild of America has voted to strike unless a new contract is worked out. What this means for the television industry when we come back.
Welcome back. All eyes are on the U.S. Supreme Court as it faces the most significant abortion-related dispute since Roe v. Wade was overturned last summer.
The justices are considering a lower court ruling that would place restrictions on access to an abortion drug, John Lorenk reports.
Are we going to back down?
Numerous abortion rights rallies were held over the weekend, including in Washington, D.C.
Extreme anti-abortion judges are attempting to steal our bodily autonomy.
And Los Angeles, where Vice President Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance.
When you attack the rights of women in America, you are attacking America.
These protests come days after a Texas judge suspended the FDA's decades-old approval of the abortion pill mifepristone.
Kind of assertion that the principal basis of the court case in Texas was about the safety. And I think specifically it said that it was supposed to, the accelerated pathway was supposed to approve a drug to treat an illness. It is a stretch to call a pregnancy an illness.
Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito extending a lower court's hold on the ruling at least until Wednesday night to allow the justices to fully examine the issue. In the meantime, sides remain drawn.
In my state, we are a pro-life state. We have legislation which is far more pro-life than it is in, say, California. But the Californians keep their law and we keep our law, and that's the way it's going to work out nationally.
If any Republican thinks that voters have simmered down on the abortion issue, they are wrong. It's going to that is going to continue well into the next presidential race.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
House is ramping up efforts to expand access to electric vehicles in the U.S. It's announced new partnerships with Zipcar and Uber, round 2 of the Biden administration's EV Acceleration Challenge. This latest initiative includes Zipcar pledging to allocate 25% of its electric vehicles to disadvantaged communities this year. The administration says it's aiming to have 50% of all new vehicle sales be electric by the year 2030.
Billionaire and Twitter CEO Elon Musk created a new artificial intelligence company. He's calling it X.AI Corp. State filing says it's being incorporated in Nevada. The private company is similarly named to Musk's idea of, quote, everything app called X. Twitter also recently changed its company name to X Corp. The state filings were made in March, and the company has authorized the sale of 100 million shares.
Meanwhile, SpaceX has scrubbed its first launch of the most powerful rocket ever made due to a technical issue. SpaceX says a pressurization issue forced it to call off Monday's inaugural flight after years of testing and conduct this rehearsal launch instead. The company says it could try the launch again in 2 days from South Texas over the Gulf of Mexico. CEO Elon Musk describes Starship as the vehicle that underpins SpaceX's founding purpose, sending humans to Mars for the first time.
Hollywood is facing a real-life drama as the movie and television industry is staring at a possible writers' strike. Members of the Writers Guild of America voted overwhelmingly to strike when their contract expires on the 1st. The WGA has more than 11,000 members. The union is seeking more pay and better health and pension benefits. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers say it is trying to work out a fair contract and avoid a strike.
After 35 years and 14,000 performances, Broadway's Phantom of the Opera took its final bow. Composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's iconic musical closed Sunday evening. Phantom of the Opera is one of the Broadway's longest-running productions. New York City honored and thanked Webber last week with the key to the city.
So I'd like to just say thank you very, very, very much. It's something that would mean means a great deal to me. And I hope that Broadway continues to thrive.
The show returned after being closed during the pandemic, but its operating costs approach $1 million a week. That meant it often wouldn't gross enough to offset those costs.
Yep, coming up, we're talking about warmer temperatures along with that major cool down coming up late this week with some rain chances as well. All that will be coming up in the weather forecast.
I love you!
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot.
but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Yeah, looking at it, it was quite a cold day outside. Pretty chilly, pretty wet for this time of the year. So we had these snow showers and rain showers move through our air today, making it feel quite nasty outside. As you know, 2 days ago, temperatures were in the 80s, but now temperatures are back down into the 40s, which is quite chilly for this time of year. It's usually around this time of year, temperatures in the 60s, but unfortunately, we were nowhere near that for the day today. And looking at how expansive the system is, you know, the system's out to our east right now, getting ready to move out into Pennsylvania. And out to our west, you know, this big high pressure system that's going to bring in some nice weather to our area, starting later tonight and into tomorrow, as we're expecting lots of sunshine and milder temperatures as well, which will definitely be a nice feel after 2 very crappy days here in Indiana. And look at those temperatures for you right now, though. It is quite chilly outside. Temperatures are around 42 degrees here in Annapolis, 40 degrees here in Muncie, and down to our south, 55 degrees here in Bloomington. The reason for this temperature difference is due to where the clouds are right now. As you know, some of these blues, this is where it's indicated for clouds right now. And down to our southwest, we have a bit milder, temperatures in the 50s, and that's due to where those clearing skies are right now. But as you head into the nighttime, you expect those skies to clear out, which will lead to some sunshine for your day tomorrow. And looking at that difference for you, temperatures as much as 12 degrees difference here in Terre Haute, and out to our east, temperatures as much as 2 degrees difference in Muncie, so not too much difference from yesterday, but still, it is quite chilly outside. Tonight, though, temperatures will be dropping down to a low of 32 degrees under partly cloudy skies. It will be a bit breezy from time to time, and also we're expecting a frost and freeze possibly tonight, with the temperatures dropping to near freezing, meaning that if you have plants outside, make sure you do take them inside because those plants could possibly die if you do leave them outside in the cold weather. So make sure you bring them in to keep them from perishing in the cold weather tonight. And looking at the day tomorrow, looking at a gorgeous day for your Tuesday, much better compared to today. If temperatures starting out a cold start for your day Tuesday, temperature around 80 at around 32 degrees, but by 5 o'clock, temperatures will reach a high of 59 degrees under breezy conditions, but definitely a much better day compared to what will be for today. And even as I said further down the road, we expect these warm average temperatures to continue into Wednesday and Thursday as well. Look at that. By Thursday, temperatures around 81 degrees with summer-like feel. But then by the time we get to Saturday, temperatures will be back down to around 51 degrees. And then we get to a cold front will come through late Thursday into Friday, which will usher in those cooler temperatures. And average high for this around this time of year is usually around 65 degrees, but unfortunately, we'll be nowhere near that for this time of year, as again, it looks like temperature whiplash. The temperature is going from summer levels to cold levels once again. And unfortunately, as we head further into next week as well, we're expecting a colder average pattern to return to the Ohio Valley as well, as it does appear that going to next week, looking at colder average temperatures to stick around in the Ohio Valley through that time frame, meaning that we could see a cooler average end to end of April. So if we're getting used to those warm temperatures, unfortunately, your days are numbered because after Thursday, the cooler average temperatures will be sticking around for the rest of April. As out to our west, we're expecting warmer average temperatures to remain over there for that time frame as well. And looking at 7 day for you, again, mild temperatures, lots of sunshine through Thursday, and then seeing storms return by Thursday night to Friday with rain likely through Saturday and Sunday, and maybe even some snow showers to mix some of that rain on Sunday as well. Temperatures only around 46 degrees for high that day. And yeah, it's looking at quite a whiplash.
Yeah, absolutely. This cold weather has not been the move, but I just think in general with spring, my allergies have definitely been picking up.
Oh, for sure, but I love seeing all these flowers, and they definitely need the rain, so it just comes with spring.
I agree, and I hope the athletes are loving this weather too, so let's toss it to Madeline to see what they have for the rest of the seasons.
Thanks, guys. We've got the results of the first round of the MIVA quarterfinals, plus several players commit to play inside Worthen Arena. Find out who after the break.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously. Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Madeline Kerr with sports. Ball State's men's volleyball with a strong start at the MIVA tournament. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Garcia sits down with the squad to find a key to their dominant success.
It's the postseason for Ball State men's volleyball as they try to repeat as MIVA tourney champions. The Cardinals enter the tournament winners of their last 6 straight matches. Graduate student Caleb Jennis once again making his mark on college volleyball by landing on the all-MIVA first team.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor for me. I'm just grateful that I was able to be on that team again, despite battling some injury. Just happy to represent Ball State as being a part of that team, and as well as being on the team with my fellow teammates, Dave being on second team and Felix being on second team. It's just a really great honor for me to be awarded.
Over the weekend, the 4 led Ball State against the Quincy Hawks in the MIVA tourney quarterfinals, winning the match in a dominant 3-0 sweep.
Huge honor and recognition for Felix and Caleb and T and Dave. And you know, like we told them on Thursday when we heard the announcement, is that those are just a reflection of our team. You know, the awards we want to win are the championships as a group.
The squad still looks to improve each time they take the court for the rest of the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys work really hard in practice, on the court, off the court, doing a lot of good stuff. It's just exciting to see them starting to blossom and be better and better every game. You can just tell the chemistry is growing, and I think it's just going to be a big factor in how we do in this tournament, how these guys, or how we all gel together and continue to work as a team.
The Cardinals will lean on the play of their all-MIVA players along with the rest of the squad as they look to repeat as MIVA champions.
You know, Caleb and Felix, obviously a wealth of experience in those two, and for T to come in as a new player, you know, put up the kind of season he's had to this point, and then Dave to step into a new starter role after losing a pretty significant piece of our team last year. I appreciate what those guys do for our program.
Ball State will host the Lewis Flyers on Wednesday in the MIVA semifinals with action set for 7 p.m. In Muncie, Jake Garcia, NewsLink, Indiana.
As men's volleyball moves through the postseason, Ball State men's tennis looks towards their own postseason. The Cardinals took down MAC opponent Buffalo yesterday at home in a 4-3 victory. Ball State recorded quick victories from senior Vince Orlando and Eli Haran. Junior Sajan Smith and freshman Brock Fletcher both earned 3-set victories. The Cardinals will compete in the first round of the MAC tournament Saturday against the Western Michigan Broncos. With men's tennis at the end of their season, men's basketball looks to add more pieces before their start of the season. Over the weekend, Ball State signs 6'5" guard Joey Brown from North Central High School. Brown is the 4th new guard who is playing for the Cardinals in the fall. Along with Brown, Ben Davis center Zane Doty signs with Ball State. Doty is a 2023 Indiana All-Star and Mr. Basketball finalist and heads to Muncie after a historic 33-0 season with the Ben Davis Giants. Now, a lot of teams are winding down their seasons for the year, but, you know, men's volleyball is still going strong. They had a great game on Saturday, and I know they're gearing up for another game on Wednesday, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do for sure.
Yeah, I love watching volleyball. It's definitely one of my favorite sports to watch.
Me too, and I'm excited for next year and next semester to see what they have. All right, thank you, Madeline. In just a bit, we say goodbye to one of our seniors.
Plus, a final look at your weather. Stay with us.
I love you.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom. And your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back. A pair of horror films challenged the champ at the weekend box office. Could either knock out a video game adaptation from the top of the leaderboard?
David Daniel has early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
I'm calling you now. I'm in the car. The rental car has a phone in it.
Air drove down to 5th place in its second weekend on ticket sales of $7.7 million. $7.8 million gave the horror comedy Renfield a 4th place debut. John Wick Chapter 4 took 3rd with $7.9 million, putting it at $160 million in domestic box office.
On the night of June 4th, you performed an exorcism.
The Pope's Exorcist, featuring Russell Crowe as the Vatican's chief demon dueler, opened in 2nd place with $9.2 million.
Watch and learn.
For the second straight weekend, nothing came close to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The animated adventure based on the video game franchise made $87 million for a 12-day domestic total of $348 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Final weather, we're saying goodbye to another one of our NewsLink Indiana weather forecasters.
Yeah, it's definitely coming around that time. It's been 4 years since I've been here at Ball State, and even now it still feels like it went by really fast. And my love of weather started all since I was 8 years old. And like from there, I got my love of weather from there, and just like from a TV show. And from there, I just got into weather from a certain forecaster. And throughout the time, I was wondering, like, I wonder what it would be like to be on the weather. And that dream came true just being here on NewsLink. And even going further down the road, I do hope to like get into weather station and just continue on with forecasting and hopefully, you know, make it onto the big screen one day.
Oh yeah, that is totally awesome. I see a bright future ahead of you.
Me too. That is very exciting, and we're going to miss you here at NewsLink, but thank you for all of your time here.
Of course. Yep. And also, when we look at that final weather, looking at, again, mild temperatures through Thursday. Enjoy that weather this week because there's lots of sunshine. And because after Thursday, things do take a tumble. Temperatures back in the 50s and cooler temperatures are returning.
Thank you. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.